Welcome to Here to Initiate, a podcast for manifestors, leaning on the concept of human design. We manifestors are 9% of the population, here to initiate, and it is time for us to rise. In this podcast, I, your host, Julia, want to bring a missing link to the marketplace. Having been a mentor and coach since 2018 and learning more and more about being a manifestor myself, I now, with this podcast, want to specifically support manifestors. With my brand Luxury Goddess, which is all about female remembrance, embodiment, and empowerment, I have served thousands of women already, and I now want to specifically support manifestors as well. I invite you to fully step into your peaceful, powerful self as a manifestor. Let's become who we came here to be, shall we? Welcome back, beautiful manifestors, to a new episode. And although I have a few things that I would like to talk about today, I want to explore this topic with you because this is what I currently was tackling and feeling into and, reflecting upon. And so I want to focus on this. Now, we already have an episode on it. It is called, let me check. It is called Peace, Exploring How to Feel Peaceful, October 28th, 2023, 40 minutes. So quite a bit. And today it's actually about redefining peace because, and I want to share from my experience as, I'm here to do so as a 3-5. I currently was asked by a projector that learned from Ra-Uru, the person who taught human design. He asked me, how do you feel peace as a manifestor? And I told him about the things that give me space and, how I have room for myself and like just the way my room is painted rose, like a light pink, and how that makes me feel peaceful and all the things. And we talked deeper in that moment, and he was kind of mirroring back to me that, that is in the outside, that is not inside. And so I was feeling into this after, and it really made me think. And I'm such a friend of, anything that brings you peace, that's perfect. Like, I don't even judge it as, well, that's circumstantial. It's outside of you. Well, that's great. If it works for you, amazing, right? So to me, there's nothing unspiritual about what brings you peace. It can just, it works for you. So it's good. However, the deeper I then reflected, I noticed that peace to me meant feeling nothing inside, feeling just super calm. And I had this picture in my mind of a monk in a cave that meditates and is just in the whole Shiva mode. No Shakti, no life force energy, no femininity, no bubbly energy, no joy. And it's just this calm, but also very boring energy. And what's so interesting about this to me is that in the past 2 years, I've really integrated my relationship and any kind of interacting and relating patterns of trauma bonding and codependency. And so that became very peaceful, right? There was no more adrenaline rushes. It became very peaceful. So yes, that did become a little bit how people would call it boring, just calm and regulated. So that's one thing. But feeling peaceful as a manifestor, again, to me meant I would have to feel like a monk who meditates in a cave. And then my friend who's currently with me, she's also in my team, and she does the beautiful landing pages, the websites, for my German business, at least this far, but also the English one, the Luxury Goddess Meets Human Design. Annika is her name. She said to me, I think something's off with your definition of peace. Like it sounds that is something super lame for you, but it's not something that, feels like exciting to thrive for. And the more I felt into it and reflected upon it, I had to realize that that is very true. Because what peace really means to me as a manifestor, 3-5 with the right angle cross of rulership, is that I know how to regulate myself in any moment, or that I am getting in touch with myself even though I'm dysregulated. It means I'm willing to say what I have to say, and I might trigger someone and they might make me the villain, but I can handle it. I stay peaceful inside, or peaceful towards them, or I know how to, not feel shaken up by that, or confused, or having to question myself. And this gave me such a aha moment that I really, really, really felt the need to share this with you. Because maybe, just maybe, you think as well that the alignment of the manifestor is very lame. It's like, why can't we have joy as our alignment, like the generators or manifesting generators? Or even better, why can't we have success as our alignment, like projectors? Or even surprise, like the reflectors. Why must it be peace? Like something so, like when you meditate or sleep or just like chill out, like that's boring. But when you think about it and when you stretch it, like, I just really did in my reflecting upon it and contemplating it, it's about how can you experience any moment? How can you handle any kind of moment of bravery, of you daring, of you being self-confident, of you putting yourself out there, of you informing about anything that's super intense for people to take in, but you know how to stay peaceful then, which ultimately is the game changer for being in your true power and really rising in the greatness of yourself, because you dim your light when you can't hold something, when it's too much to feel, when it's too much to handle or to get that feedback. But when you learn the skills of conflictability and of communication, of feeling grounded inside of yourself, in yourself, and knowing how to regulate your body and your emotions and, your nervous system, you know how to come back to peace in any moment that others feel triggered by you, and you receive that as a threat or as a fear in your body. And really then it's about, do I make it mean something big about me, intense about me that is bad? Or do I know to focus on peace in this moment so that I don't feel angry towards the person, towards myself, that I said what I said or whatever it may be? So that already is what I wanted to share with you today. And the big question now for you is, where is your definition of peace? Something that you're not at all thriving for, that seems like not a goal at all, that seems like so lame or boring, or just like you want to really change up your alignment and see if you can exchange it for something else at the human design store, And so what is your definition? Where does your definition of peace limit you? Where does it put you in a box? Is it contradictive to who you are as a manifestor? And I would even argue that depending on your profile and your incarnation cross, and even all the other things like motivation and just the other pieces as well, your authority, it could be even a slightly different definition than the one I have. But because I'm a 5-line and a manifestor just like you, but because I'm a 5-line and have the right angle cross of rulership, my definition means like, how much can I handle anything? How much can I dare to be me fully and know I can remain peaceful or find my way back to peace, no matter how much I'm made the villain or people hate what I say or I trigger them. And they want to give me the responsibility for that. But I remain peaceful inside, remembering that they have the responsibility and they keep it for themselves. And it doesn't matter what I say or do. It's going to stay this way. So how peaceful can I be with that? So that is a definition that, like that fires me up. I'm like, yes, bring it, people. You know, I'm like, yes, that's it. Because that brings me joy, that brings me success, that brings me surprise, that brings me all the other alignments on the way of that, right? I can experience myself in all the ways. Yet my goal is to know how to be regulated. Yet my goal is knowing how to let the responsibility of the other be theirs and stay theirs. And that is great. Like that's freedom. That's liberation. That actually gives me exactly how I feel, what I feel it means to be a manifestor. Liberated. Just me in my field, in my energy field. Feeling myself, trusting myself, letting it all come through in my aura, in my bubble. Not having to listen to someone else. Not wanting to listen to someone else. Actually, when someone tells me do this, I do the opposite just because, you know, like, of course, I'm a manifestor. So that gives me peace. And knowing that that is right, knowing that that is true, knowing that I'm allowed to do that. Unlearning the people pleaser. And for that, I had already recorded an episode as well. It is Bye-Bye Good Girl Syndrome. Bye-Bye Good Girl Syndrome. Saying goodbye to that manifestor symptom. From December 10th, 2023, if you want to listen, because you haven't yet, that would be very soothing as well. Because, and you know, that was my journey, and I share that in that episode as well, because we as women learn to suppress our feminine energy, to not be that big, and especially as manifestors, we learn to, you know, we're weird with all our visions, with all our ideas, with us leading and just going about things because we're the only ones initiating. So, you know, we stuck that down, and that was suppressing who we are as manifestors. But when we become peaceful about that, when we become peaceful that we do trigger people, that we are the only ones initiating and the other ones, you know, wait for our invitation or for us so that they can respond, then we can find peace in that. So how much peace can you find in the fact that you are who you are, and that is just amazing? How much can you find peace in celebrating who you are and being proud of it? So that's where I want us to go. That excites me so much. And it does feel peaceful inside of my body, but it also feels super exciting. So extending this invitation to you to reflect upon your definition of peace, to redefining it. I'm inviting you to redefine it, or I'm informing you, please redefine it. And see how can it be even more exciting for you, and how does it, you know, declare, and how does a new definition or a redefined definition how does it say even more yes to who you are as a manifestor, and the bigness and greatness of your aura and field and ideas, and so that you want that peace that supports you in being that great and having that impact and being that loud or clear or whatever it is how you would describe yourself to be. So enjoy exploring that. I have so many more episodes for you, so I'll catch you in 2 weeks, and I hope this serves you greatly. Let me know on Instagram. Shoot me a message. I want to connect, and let me know how it serves you. Which is your favorite episode? What is your wish? What you would like to hear more on? Let me know. And I'll catch you next time. All the love to you. This was today's episode for you as a manifestor in the concept of human design. I hope this episode and whole podcast serves you. And if it does, I invite you to leave a 5-star review on iTunes, or rank the podcast 5 stars on whatever platform you listened, and or subscribe, comment, or share. Whatever feels right to you, so we can spread this for all manifestors to hear and rise as one. Thank you from one manifestor to another. I deeply appreciate you rising, and I look forward to catch you next time. Always remember, you are here to feel peaceful. You are here to initiate. Remember to always inform peacefully. You are so powerful. I see you. You've got this. From one manifestor to another, yours, Julia.